You know what I'm saying?
You missing it, man. If a woman is going out here giving out a bad report, that's bad on her. The fact that she can
But see,
decipher between
that's what
a good
I
dick
agree.
and a
But see,
bad dick lets you know that she's loose.
here's the thing though, Bruiser. The other side of it is that most dudes I know don't really want to mess around with. Okay, most dudes that I know put an NDA out on the chick anyway.
That part.
Most guys that I know don't want other people to know that they messing with that chick anyway. So they putting paperwork on her before they even mess with her. So the whole dick report thing don't even apply. Right?
Yeah,
it's not even a thing at all. And so my thing is that it's a certain, when you get to a certain level, you don't even want your name associated with women or different types of women anyway. You moving more like a gentleman. You're not talking on that type of level. And so the dick report thing is like for kids or broke people. That's not for dudes that actually have, you know what I'm saying, a whole nother type of way in which they move in society.
Yeah, just like with friends of mine. One, we don't sit around talking about chicks that anybody has smashed. We talk about money. And the majority of my friends either have girlfriends or are married. But just like you said, Anton, like NDAs are a thing. Like we don't want any woman talking about nothing, because the bottom line is, like, that's our name, that's our brand. Like Joe Budden said one time, like, the last thing he wants is a woman trying to use his name in order to get some type of clout. So every time Joe Budden says something or whatever, says something crazy, one of his exes jump out of nowhere saying, oh, he did this, he did that, trying to get some clout. We don't like that. So all that dick report stuff, we don't want any woman talking about us. And we may actually lie and say we did not even sleep with you, instead of the cornball dudes lying and saying we did sleep with you. We don't want nothing to do with you in a lot of cases. You know what I'm saying? Because we have a
maturity, right?
Yeah, we have a brand. Well, certain men have a brand to protect. And the less women we run around messing around with, just like y'all have, the less men y'all date. It's almost the same thing. So the same way y'all operate is like, the less men y'all sleep with, the better y'all look. The less women we sleep with, the better we look when it comes to us as a brand. I never want to look like I'm just running around smashing chicks left and right.
Facts.
All right, let me get some other people in there. Lady Chang, you want to chime in on this? Anybody else?
Yeah, I was just thinking that if you want to protect your brand and you never want to be seen or look like that you're smashing every chick, like, well, then perhaps don't smash every chick like that. Then you don't got to lie. I don't understand. Like, you're saying protect your brand. The only official way to really protect your brand is not to really do what's going to tarnish your brand. Just keep out of it. That's the real protection of your brand, is it not? Instead of doing stuff.
No, the protection of our brand is the NDA, and that,
like, oh, that wasn't really me.
But you got to understand,
the
ladies,
NDA is what protects our brand.
It's that he's right, because even if you don't, let's just say, for example, you never touch her, right? Because any woman can say anything, right? Whether you touch her or not, she can say anything that she wants. And so to protect your brand, you want to remove her. When a woman comes into the room, right? When a woman comes, I know guys that when you come into certain rooms, you can't even have your phone, right? You can't bring a phone into the room with them. That's not an option, right? And they make you sign an NDA, because not just whether or not you sleep with them or not, consent agreements, NDAs, all of that other type of stuff, right? Because it also protects you from running your mouth at all and saying anything about what you could have possibly heard, seen, anything that goes on in the room or when you're around them, right? Even women that work for you, you have to make them sign certain agreements, because they can't go out and run their mouth about certain things that's been communicated. So it's not just about the sex aspect of it. It's not protecting that. It's protecting yourself as a man in 2023. You don't even want to be in a position where someone can say anything about you, whether it's true or false.
And to go even farther, we don't want, like, say I sleep with a chick or whatever, right? And then a year later, she out here acting stupid, doing crazy shit, or twerking on the gram or something. I don't want nobody knowing that I smashed her or used to date her. You know what I'm saying? So we aren't in control of what y'all do after you leave us, right? But you could turn around and still like stake some type of claim off of us. So as we grow in notoriety, say you start falling off and you just start doing stupid stuff, you are still linked to us if people know that me and you used to be together. So we don't want nobody to know, just in case you start wilding out a year or 2 years later.
Should you not have vetted her, like her character, before you?
Well, I personally vet women. I watch women. I literally put a woman on a watch list, and I literally watch you for a certain amount of time.
She shouldn't be on the pole then afterwards. Then,
but even if you try,
no, people change, Lady Shan. People change.
Right.
And then I can't look at you. That's not a direct understanding of who you are. I don't know your family life. I don't know nothing, right? All I can do is watch you and get an understanding of what you portray before I sleep with you and before I date you. But after I sleep with you, after I date you, ain't no telling what might happen.
That's wild. Like if the chick that you've dated goes from being like you vetted her and she's on the watch list, and then all of a sudden she ends up on a pole. That is a great. That
I ain't
is so
saying on a pole.
Yeah, it's polar opposites. I think that everybody's sex life should be their sex life, and I think that you should keep it to yourself at all times.
Mm-hmm.
Because why is it anyone else's business what you do in your bedroom?
I'll tell you this, right? So I had a conversation with, like, for example, Brittany Renner, right? I had a conversation and we actually interviewed right behind me, right? And the reason why she couldn't put names in her book is because every single guy that she's ever dealt with has forced her to sign paperwork to ensure that they can't mention her. And she literally will tell me like, yo, they are sitting, watching and waiting for me to even mention any sign of their name whatsoever, right? It doesn't matter if she messed with them back when they 10 years ago, or it's all the way down in the line and she want to write another book. No, you're not going to sit here and put nobody that they don't want name associated with you at all in your book. And that's how dudes that are about their business and look at everything from a business perspective. And it ain't necessarily even a money threshold. This is a way in which you're supposed to be looking at life from a business perspective. Stop associating yourself and not taking care of business before you put yourself in harm's way. You have to take care of business 100%.
So let me ask you this. So you get the NDA, you get both signatures, and you get it notarized and stamped, right? Does it have to be notarized?
You don't have to go. You don't even have to go that far. Well, Bruce is trying to give
you said notarized.
You don't have to get it notarized. Notarized don't have nothing to do with it.
Sign it, bro.